Good morning, children. Hope you all are keeping well. Now I'll start with the structure of DNA, which I started yesterday, in which I told you that Watson and Crick, two researchers, very famous researchers who were awarded Nobel Prize for the structure double this. Double helical structure. I also told you, is my voice and the picture clear? Is my voice and the picture clear, beta? I want your response. Okay, Manat. Fine, Rohan. My voice and picture is clear, so I'll proceed now. So I told you that in this, the central core has the nitrogenous bases, and I told you the nitrogenous bases are four: A, adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, and adenine is connected with thymine with a double bond, and guanine and is connected with cytosine with a triple bond, and it's vice versa. That means T with A with a double bond and C with G with a double bond. And these nitrogenous bonds, they form the central core, of the DNA molecule. You can see in between both the strands, centrally, what do we have? Suppose for your convenience, I make the strands like this. What do we have in the center? We have adenine with a double bond with thymine. We have, means they can be in any sequence. It's not that first we will have adenine, thymine, then CNG. They can be in any sequence in any organism. Okay, so they are like this. Just this is just an example which I'm giving you. So they are connected like this with double and triple bond. So central core, let me check the waiting room. Khushman Lalit. So the central core is, made up of nitrogenous bases. All these are nitrogenous bases. These are nitrogenous bases, and they form the central core of the DNA molecule. Nitrogenous bases. Okay. Now, what are these bonds which connect the nitrogenous bases together? This is a double bond. This is a triple bond. This is a triple bond. This is a double bond. But what type of bonds they are? They are hydrogen bonds. They are connected with each other by hydrogen bonds. So the central core of DNA molecule is formed by nitrogenous bases, in which the bases are linked together by double or triple hydrogen bonds. Now, what forms the backbone, the outer side of the peripheral side of DNA molecule? This peripheral side. The peripheral side is formed by pentose sugar and phosphate. Pentose sugar and phosphate, they form the peripheral side of the DNA molecule, whereas the central core is formed by nitrogenous bases. So this is the first structure which was given by Watson and Crick, and they were awarded Nobel Prize for this. Now I'm going to tell you the detailed structure of DNA molecule. So for that, I'll rub the board. The detailed structure of DNA molecule. In the detailed structure, first of all, we should know what a DNA has. DNA has a pentose sugar, it has the phosphate, inorganic phosphate, plus it has the nitrogenous bases. And out of the nitrogenous bases, U is absent in it, only it has a adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. Uracil is absent in DNA. Uracil is absent in DNA. The four nitrogenous bases which are present are these. So this is what a DNA molecule consists of. Now, if I tell you the detailed structure of DNA molecule, it appears to be like this. We have pentose sugar. Okay, so sugar is here. Sugar. This sugar is, I'm writing PS, pentose sugar. This is connected to the nitrogenous base. I'm not writing any name. Okay, I'm not writing any name. I'm just writing nitrogenous base, or if for your convenience, I can write the names also. So suppose here the nitrogenous base is A. Now this pentose sugar is connected to P. I told you yesterday that in the double helical structure, if this is 5 prime, 3 prime, the another strand will start with 3 prime. So if first strand starts with 5 prime, another strand will start with 3 prime. This is what I told you yesterday. Now again, can you tell me the pentose sugar which is connected, which is linked to a nitrogenous base, at which position of pentose sugar the nitrogenous base is connected? At which position? You will have to tell me the carbon position. At which position the nitrogenous base is connected of the pentose sugar? Yes. Second. Tadarani is saying second. Yes. Anybody else? Any other option? Okay, Tadarani. Any other option? Yes. To which carbon or to which position the nitrogenous base is connected? Anybody else? Yes, beta. Yes. Yes, please. I want more answers. At which carbon position the base is connected? The base is linked. The nitrogenous base is linked. First, Rohan is saying first. Now Tadarani is saying second, and Rohan after a long time is saying first. Now beta, again Sanvi is also saying first. Now bache, let me tell you, be very honest. Do you really study or not after the lesson is over in the evening? Do you go through whatever I teach in the class or not? Be very honest. Because when you don't answer quickly, that means I have some doubt. Okay, when you don't answer quickly, I have some doubt. If you answer wrong, then there is a clear cut doubt that you haven't studied. Okay, clear cut picture comes that you haven't studied. And I told you that if you do not study, everything will mingle up in your mind and you will not be able to study. Yesterday only, if you remember, I told you that if this is pentose sugar, the carbons are here. One carbon is here, CH2OH. Now, this is the first position, this is second, third, fourth, and this is the fifth carbon. The nitrogenous bases are attached to the first carbon. Okay. Now, you have to be very quick in your answering. You should not take so much of time in answering if you know the answer. The reply should be prompt. Now, second thing, if you say second, on the second carbon, no sugar, no nitrogenous base is attached. Second position of carbon we have in case of DNA, H and H. And if it is RNA, on the second position, we have H and OH. This is what I told you about the second position. I didn't tell you that to the second position, nitrogenous base is attached. So beta, go through whatever is being taught. It is the first position where the nitrogenous bases are attached. So now here, nitrogenous base is attached here to the first carbon of pentose sugar. And here, if it is starting with 5 prime, if this strand of DNA is 5 prime, so the phosphate will be attached to the fifth carbon. Okay, because I'm saying that the first strand is starting with 5 prime. So the phosphate sugar will be attached to the fifth carbon here. That is why 5 prime. Now this we have adenine connected over here. Now we have, if the first is 5 prime, this same pentose sugar from the third carbon will be attached again to the phosphate. This is the fifth position. That is why we are saying 5 prime. From the fifth carbon, the phosphate is attached, and the same pentose sugar from the third end will be attached to another phosphate. And then we have another pentose sugar. This pentose sugar is also attached from the first carbon to any base, say G. It is attached to G. Now, this same pentose sugar from the fifth end, 5, 3, again 5 here. From the fifth end will be attached to this phosphate. Now, from the third end again, it will be connected to one phosphate. And we have another pentose sugar, which is connected from the carbon 1 to a nitrogenous base. And here from the fifth carbon, it will be attached to this. And then again, from the third end, it will be attached to another phosphate, which will be attached to this pentose sugar from the fifth end, and this will be attached to another nitrogenous base. This is how it goes. This I have made just one strand of DNA molecule. This is only one strand of DNA molecule. And I told you there are two strands. I have made just this strand of DNA molecule. Right now, I have made this strand of DNA molecule. Now, it has two, DNA molecule has two strands. I'm going to make this strand. So here, this strand, for making this strand, I'll have to erase this. So the second strand of DNA, how does it go? This I'm going to show you. See, always another pentose sugar here, which will be attached from the first carbon to the complementary base. So the complementary base here will be T, which will be attached by a double hydrogen bond. Now this has started from 5 prime. That means fifth carbon of pentose sugar is attached to the phosphate. Here it will start with 3 prime. That means third carbon is attached to the phosphate. Third carbon is attached to the phosphate. Now here, another pentose sugar we have here, pentose sugar. Now because the third is attached here from the fifth carbon, this will be attached to another phosphate. And this phosphate will be attached to this again from the third carbon. Okay, now here the complementary base for the G, the complementary base is C. So it will be attached to C by a triple bond. Now, I think you are getting it. Now this, we will have another pentose sugar. Now this will be attached to another phosphate by fifth carbon, and to this by third carbon. It goes 3 5 3 5 3 5. But if it starts with 3, it will be 3 5 3 5. If it starts with 5, it will be 5 3 5 3 5 3. Fifth carbon, third carbon, fifth carbon, third carbon, fifth carbon, third carbon. If it is 3 prime, it will start with third carbon. So third carbon, fifth carbon, third carbon, fifth carbon, third carbon, again the fifth carbon to another phosphate. Now here, if you see the complementary nitrogenous base to this one is G. So it will be attached to G by a triple bond. Now here, again, one pentose sugar is here. So this pentose sugar this is now fifth carbon. Now here, the third carbon will attach it. Okay, and again, it will be attached by fifth carbon to another phosphate. Now here, the complementary base, T always gets linked to A. So A by a double hydrogen bond. Is this structure clear to you, beta? This elaborated structure of DNA molecule is clear to you? Yes? Any doubt in it, or it is clear to you? Yes, bache? I'm not getting any response. Okay, Amrita. Okay, Tadar. Others? Okay, Rohan. And others, I want response from everyone. There is Sanvi, Harsha, Mannat, Siksha, Khushman, Deepika, Jasleen. Yes. I want response from everyone because this is a very important structure. This is a very important topic and all of you should know it. So if this structure is clear to you, you can let me know so that I can proceed on to the much elaborated structure of DNA. Yes. Okay, Harsha. Others? Sanvi is there. Jasleen is there. Deepika is there. Sarthak has left, I think. Mannat is there. Khushman is there. Okay, Khushman. Yes, Deepika. Okay, Sarthak Mahajan, fine. Fine. Lalit. Okay, Deepika. Lalit, is it clear this structure? Jasleen, fine. Deepika, Lalit. Lalit, I'm waiting for your response. Lalit, I'm waiting for your response. Yes, Lalit, can you hear me? He must have started the meeting and lost somewhere. Come on, no problem. So this is what the structure of this, and I told you the bonds present here. This is hydrogen bond, children. This is hydrogen bond which is present in between the two bases. Now here the pentose sugar is connected to the nitrogenous base. Okay, this bond is glycosidic bond. Glycosidic bond. And the bond which is present between phosphorus and pentose sugar, is ester bond. So three types of bonds are present in between: hydrogen bond between the two nitrogenous bases, glycosidic bond between the nitrogenous bases and pentose sugar, and ester bond between phosphorus and pentose sugar. Is it clear this point also? This point is also clear to you, children? Yes? Yes? Okay. No? Okay, Amrita, it's clear? Fine. There's nothing further. I just told you the bonds which are present. These are nitrogenous bases. These are nitrogenous bases. The bonds which are present between the nitrogenous bases are hydrogen bonds. The bonds which are present between the nitrogenous bases and pentose sugar is glycosidic bond. And the bonds which are present between the pentose sugar and phosphate is ester bond. So three types of bonds are there. The first type present between nitrogenous bases, hydrogen bond. The bonds which are present between nitrogenous bases and pentose sugar is glycosidic bond. And the bond which is present between phosphate and pentose sugar is ester bond. Is it clear to you now, Tadarani? Is it clear? Or shall I repeat again? Yes? Okay, so now I'll tell you much elaborate structure of DNA. One more structure of DNA which is much elaborate. And that structure goes on like this. That structure will help you to understand what is 5' and what is 3'. Okay, so I come to the third structure of DNA molecule. And the third structure goes like this. The pentose sugar appears to be like this. The pentose sugar is like this, as you all know. This is pentose sugar. Okay. Now I told you the first carbon is attached to a base. Okay. First carbon is attached to a base. This first carbon has been attached to adenine. Now, as I told you, this is the first strand is 5'. I have told you the first strand is 5'. I'm making it 5. I'm writing 5' here. The first strand is 5'. That means the fifth carbon is attached to a phosphate. So this is first carbon, this is second carbon, this is third carbon, this is fourth carbon, and here we have the fifth carbon, CH2OH. If you remember, pentose sugar is like this. This is first carbon, second carbon, third carbon, fourth carbon, and CH2OH. This is the fifth carbon. So phosphate is attached to this fifth carbon. Now here, this is the fifth carbon to which the phosphate is attached. So I'm just making it like this. The fifth carbon where the phosphate is attached. So this is attached to the phosphate. And how it is attached to the phosphate? The fifth carbon like this. We have got phosphate which is attached to the fifth carbon. Now I told you when the fifth carbon is attached to one phosphate, then the third carbon will be attached to another phosphate. So this is third carbon. This third carbon will be attached to another phosphate. So we have another phosphate here. Okay. Now this is quite lengthy. I have to make it short. This is phosphate, which is attached to the third carbon. So one fifth carbon, then third carbon. Then again, we have to show fifth carbon. So for that, I'll make another pentose sugar. So this is pentose sugar. And the fifth carbon, now fifth, third, again fifth. So this is the fifth carbon, which is attached. This will be attached to a base. Let's make it C. Okay, this is the fifth carbon, which is attached like this. Now again the third carbon will be attached to another. This is the third carbon, another phosphate, P. Then again the fifth carbon. So this is the fifth carbon to which the phosphate is attached, and it is further attached to a base, and let it be T. Then again the third carbon to one of the phosphates. Then again the fifth. This way it goes. Is it clear? Is it clear? Beta, first strand is clear. Fifth, third, fifth, third, fifth, third. This is again fifth. This is third. This is again fifth. No, don't write fifth here. I have to write fifth here. Fifth here. And this is third. Is it clear, beta? Is it clear? This strand is clear of DNA molecule? Okay. Now, this is the first strand and the second strand. Okay, Deepika, I have got your response. How the second strand? I told you that the second strand is 3'. If it is 5', the second strand is 3rd prime. And you know, they go helical. It is helically arranged structure of DNA. Now to make it helically arranged, there should be some modification in the components of DNA, in the arrangement of components of DNA, and that arrangement is like this here. Now here 3rd prime, so another pentose sugar is inverted. Another pentose sugar is inverted. We have inverted pentose sugar. Here again we will have inverted pentose sugar. I'll make all the inverted pentose sugars first. Here again I'll have an inverted pentose sugar. Again inverted pentose sugar. So to the 3rd phosphate is attached. Then another one, 5th one. So this 5th one phosphate is attached again to the 3rd one, then to the 5th one, phosphate is attached, again to the 3rd one, then again to the 5th one, phosphate is attached. So it goes like this. The next strand goes like this. So this is, if you count from here, this is 1 in the inverted, 3, 4th is here and 5th is here. So again 1, 2, 3, 4th is here and 5th is here. Again 1, 2, 3, 4th is here and 5th is here. So it makes it 3, 5, 3, 5. See again here. This is 3rd, 3rd, 5th, 3rd, 5th, 3rd and 5th. And here we will have complementary bases. So for this we will have P, which will be attached by a double hydrogen bond. For this we will have G, which will be attached by a triple hydrogen bond. For this we will have A, which will be attached by a double hydrogen bond. So, and again we will have this attached to the 3rd. This will be attached to the 5th, and this will be attached to the 3rd one. This is much elaborate structure of DNA molecule. And these are hydrogen bonds. This is glycosidic bond and this is ester bond. Now, in some books, you will find it is written phosphodiester bond. Diester means two ester bonds. So this is because of one phosphate is attached to two pentose sugar. So one bond here, one bond here. Two ester bonds are phosphodiester bonds. Phosphodiester bond. One phosphate making two ester bonds. One phosphate, one ester bond here, another ester bond here. So phosphodiester bond. Phosphoester bond is this. One phosphate attached to pentose sugar. Just one bond. So this is phosphoester bond. If we take these two, phosphate attached with two ester bonds, so phosphodiester bond. So any problem, any query in this beta, in this structure of DNA? Yes. Any question, any query in this structure of DNA beta? Yes. Okay. Deepika, you do not have any problem or you could not understand anything? Yes, Deepika? You could understand, na? I'm just joking, but yeah, I have come to know. Yes. Okay. Yashika, fine. It's clear. Okay, Rohan. So I think all the structures of DNA and why this is okay, Sanvi, okay, Tadar, why this is known as double helical. You know, if it will be attached like this, see one in upright position, another in an inverted position, then only we will have a helically arranged structure. That means one arranged like this, a helically arranged structure of DNA. Suppose this is one strand, another strand goes like this, then only we can have a helically arranged structure. Okay, fine. And that is only possible if one is inverted. One pentose sugar is inverted. So it helps in making an anti-parallel and helically arrangement of two strands of DNA. And in this strand, the central core is formed by nitrogenous bases and the backbone or the peripheral structure is formed by, on both the sides, if you see on the periphery, we have pentose sugar and phosphate. Pentose sugar, phosphate. Whereas the central core is formed by all the nitrogenous bases. We have nitrogenous bases forming the central core. So I think all the three structures of DNA which I have told you, if you remember, I have told you three structures of DNA. One was like this. Okay, another was by making sugar, phosphate, and the structure like this I made, and nitrogenous base A like this. I just wrote PS, phosphate sugar. Second structure was that, and this is the third structure. So in the exams, you can be asked to make all the three structures of DNA also, and you can be asked to make the most elaborate structure of DNA, and this is the most elaborate structure of DNA. Fine, because in this I have given the shape of the pentose sugar, I have given the point of attachment of phosphate with the pentose sugar. So all that has been given in a much explained way. So if you are asked to make an elaborate structure of DNA, you will make this one. I start with the next topic, which is ATP. Okay, children, I think the time is over. Yes, 2 minutes more than our time. So, bache, just go through it, whatever we have studied, so that you find it easy. When I ask you, just go through it once. Just give a reading once. Whenever you get, just spend 5 time in giving a reading of this. Okay, beta, I leave the meeting. Fine.